Hello, everyone. Welcome, everyone, to another dentistry business webinar. So we had quite a few attendees here today. I posted a link there in the chat section, so you can share that onto Facebook, and you'll be able to watch it. All your friends and family are able to watch it live as well on there. So today, feel free to post in the chat any questions that you may have. I will be covering it at the end. In the chat, feel free to say, where you are. I want to make this as interactive as possible. And today we are live on, we've always been live on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and today now we're live on Twitter. We're adding more and more to our broadcast. So lot to cover, so we can get started. I'll be going quickly. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat section. And I'll cover it during the presentation or at the end of the presentation. And for everyone that's on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, now Twitter, do a like, do a comment. You can ask your questions there as well. So while I'm doing this, I'm kind of watching it live there as well, right? So we'll be taking your questions. So this is part of the dentistry business webinar series. Dentistry business. I'm the founder of Dentistry Business. We launched multiple years ago, but recently we started doing webinars, and our goal for Dentistry Business is to become the #1 source for information, education for dental professionals, where we invite the top specialists in all areas to come speak, educate, and help you grow your practice. So information about me: I am the founder and CEO of Dentist Find, a result-driven dental marketing platform and marketing services. We have the technology, which we've been building for 10 years now, to help you increase patient booking. And using our technology and our services and our process, dental practices are able to increase patient bookings by anywhere with minimum of 40% up to 400% with the same spend. And I also teach a course at the University of Toronto, the Dental Marketing and Social Media Fundamentals course. And so my company, Dentist Find, we started 2010, and we have about 25 to 30 employees, full-time employees, who focus on building the technology and implementing the marketing services and doing the research, which I will be sharing with you today. So let me just load the slides. Okay, so today, so this is a part of my course at the University of Toronto. This is a new element, part of my course. Like during my course, the Dental Marketing Social Media Fundamentals course, I touched briefly on websites, but today I'll go in more detail for you. So I'll be talking about the top 10 techniques. And so during my time, I've analyzed a lot of websites. As you, as a dentist, have seen a lot of mouths and teeth. I've seen thousands and thousands. I've analyzed thousands and thousands of websites, and I looked at metrics and see what works and what doesn't work. And one thing that constantly surprises me is that when I analyze a website, either when a dentist wants to switch over to us, or when they ask for my feedback, or even after they agree to come on board with us, I would analyze that. And the amount of flaws that I see on dental websites just blows me away. I've seen a lot of websites, and I'll be sharing with you kind of the top techniques and top elements that are inside those websites that you can use to improve patient bookings. And the truth is that if you improve one or two, so a lot of dentists come to me and say they book no patients on the website, but by improving a few of these elements, I know exactly that they will increase the patient booking dramatically. Go from 0 to 5 to 10 a month just by improving one or two of these elements, right? Just as a dentist, you could able to look in the mouth and know, the flossing or brushing techniques. I can look on a website and know exactly where the trouble spots are because I've seen thousands and thousands of them and I've looked at the data, right? Now, to start, let's figure out what marketing is. So you have dentist on one side and you have patient on another side there, right? And marketing is the bridge, it's the communication between the two that help bring the patient to the dentist, right? I've seen a lot of dental offices who have prime locations, the best locations in Toronto, in the big cities, and they get tons and tons of traffic outside, but no one comes in anymore. It used to work in the 80s, 90s, even 2000s, but with the advent of technology, location is no longer 100% of your marketing technique, 100% of your communication technique. So you need marketing to bridge the connection between the patient and you as a dental office. And but location does help. Location makes it easier for brand recognition. It makes it easier for them to come in, and find you and know where you are, right? So location does have an advantage, but it does not have the advantage like like the years before. So pretty much every single dental office, if you want to attract new patients, you need marketing. And with the COVID, that's now is more important than ever. So before we get started, I just want to talk about the winning formula. So there are three stages a patient needs to go through to book an appointment. So number one is to get the attention. So you get the attention by digital marketing, by having SEO ranking for search engines, by social media and other types of marketing, right? So now once you get their attention, you need to motivate them to book with you, right? So to motivate them to book with you, now they know you exist, they know what services you offer. Now, do they want to go with you? So there's three things, right, that you motivate. Number one is the website. They go to the website to see if they build a connection, they want to come and see you, right? That's number one. You create landing pages, which are micro websites that they can visit, and that convinces them, that motivates them to book with you. Or you can have videos to build an emotional connection, and that convinces and motivates them to book with you as well. Now, once they want to book with you, job is not done, right? So you have the third stage here where four things need to happen for them to book the appointment. You need to have a schedule that's open, that able to accommodate the patient based on their schedule. You need to train receptionists to say the right things when they call. You need to answer their calls and not let it go to voicemail. And you need to have extended hours to match the schedule. If you are in the suburbs, you have to have evening hours, right? If they're available on Saturdays or even Sundays, then you need to have those hours to be flexible for them, right? So these are the three stages that they have to go through to book an appointment. And with our system, we track and we analyze all these data from all these different stages, and we know exactly what trouble spots dental offices have. And today we will be focusing on stage 2, and specifically the website, what you can do on the website to motivate them to book. Patient motivation model. So the biggest question that I get asked is, how come patients are not booking? And I've analyzed all the different scenarios, and I created the patient motivation model, right? To motivate patients to book, you need to check off 5 things in the head before they would book an appointment with you. And they do this subconsciously, and they do this quickly. So you need to make it very easy for them to book the appointment with you. Make it easy for them to check off those 5 things and get motivated to book with you. Number 5 is the overall convenience. Can they call, text, email to book an appointment? Is your office open that matches the schedule? Right? Number 4 is location. Are you within 5 or 10 minutes of where they work or they live? Because dentists are everywhere. Okay. Number 3 is perception quality. Not actual quality itself, but the perception of quality. You can have a very modern office, but without proper high quality videos or photos, then the perception wouldn't be that. They would not see your office as very modern, high tech. Right? Match their needs. Now, if they are looking for implants, do you offer implants? Right, that's very simple. And the number one reason is patient book an appointment, and this factor can trump other factors, is trust and liking. Do they trust or do they like you? So that's the most important thing. If they trust and they like you, the other factors are not as important. Are they willing to travel further or arrange the schedule, take time off work to book to come and see you if they trust and they like you? If they don't trust, they like you, no matter how convenient you are, how open your schedules are, or how close you are to where they live, they still would not book the appointment with you. Okay, so now let's get to the fun part, the top 10 dental website booking techniques. Okay, so the boring stuff first, metadata. Like, what the heck does that mean, metadata? So you see a lot of websites that cost anywhere between 10 and 12,000, and you see some websites that still look good, but they cost 1 to 2,000. Now you ask yourself, what's the difference between the two? And why is one better than the other one? They both look great, right? And I'll answer that question. So the answer is metadata. So within Google, there are metadata. So it's information on the site that you as a visitor cannot see, but it is required to communicate with Google, Yahoo, Bing, and all these other websites, right? So they communicate through this language that you can't see. So the thing is that with cheaper companies, they don't do this because you don't see it. They can lower the price for their website. So it makes them more competitive. It makes the solutions seem inexpensive. So they don't do this work. And this could be very tedious work, right? And if they can't see this, well, why do it? It's like veneers, right? So if you put veneers on, you don't have to take care of your teeth because people don't see what's behind it, right? So this is exactly what the cheaper websites are. They're like veneers. They don't have any substance behind it. So that's the main difference. And to do it properly, it takes hundreds of hours to set up and optimize and enter all this data. So that's why websites can cost quite a bit. And the difference is a major difference. When it's done, you rank a lot higher. And there's a lot of different metadata that you can do. So one thing that I like to do, which most companies don't do, and this is determine if your company is doing it properly or not, is the schema tool. So you can go to Google, search.google/structured data testing tool. So we'll post that in the comments there, so you can just click through it. So we go there, you just enter your website, and when you enter your website, it'll show this data right here. So here, there's a site that we did for compleo.ca, and we've entered 1, 2, 3, 4. So we enter 5 schemas, right? So this is a great way to determine if your website company is actually doing their job or not. To go through here, right? So that's some of 10, some little boring stuff. But so let's go on to number 9, the patient journey. The patient journey. So a lot of these kind of mesh in with each other and they kind of overlap, right? So give me a second here. So the patient journey. So I want you to think about, there we go. Yeah, so with the patient journey, I want you to think from the patient's point of view. Think about all the different types of patients that you have. Let's say they're looking for Invisalign. If they're looking for Invisalign, they have different stages of buying Invisalign, right? And when they come to your site, they could come at any page, right? If they're looking for implants, you come on a different page. They go blog page, service page, home page, right? So I want you to think about the patient as they come in and what the journey is and how to cater that journey to match with them. And I'll show you solid examples going forward, right? So the main principle is really to think from all these different perspectives of your patient and that they can enter through any of the sites, right? So that's why I'm going to put it out there for you to start and think about. All right. So I think that's the most important thing. Like I mentioned about the 5 factors that motivate patients to book. You got to think now, no matter where they are within your site, they need to have those 5 factors. And do you have those 5 factors, right? So number 8 is science of the homepage. So there you go. So I'm going to break down what elements you should have on the homepage. And we've done a lot of studies on this. We looked at a lot of data. We tried a lot of different things. And these are the most important things that you need to have on your homepage, right? Oh, and by the way, if we have time at the end, I am going to do a website audit. So if you want me to do your audit, please post your website there in the chat section, anywhere on Facebook, on LinkedIn, anywhere, we will be able to see it. Okay, so let me just share my screen with you. Okay, so this is the homepage of one of our offices right here. Okay, now I'll show you all these different elements that we have and what to kind of think about. So number 1 is look at the top fold. The top fold means the first section that they see when they land on your page, right? Without scrolling. So let's see Yeah. Okay. So we have site Wortley Road Dental here. The top four, you like those five things that I just mentioned, right? They need to check those off. They need to check your location. Yeah, is there. Your contact information, very, very important, is there. And the most important thing is trust and liking. You have about probably less than 10 seconds to grab the attention. And what we see to be most effective is a video of the actual staff and team members and their experience. So it builds that emotional connection. Remember, number one is trust and liking. So we found that the video is the most valuable asset in building the trust and liking, right? So we have a silent video playing in the background. And once they click on it, now we have the main video right here.
Welcome to Morton Road Dental, 250 Morton Road, London. As a corner of Morley and we make our patients first appointment.
So what we're doing this video is introduce the staff, build emotional connection, at the same time answering the questions that they have about those five factors, right? The location, the convenience, the services that's being offered, and you want to build that into the video in a way that doesn't seem like it's a promotion, it's a marketing technique, or a sales pitch, right? And make sure you want to emphasize certain main points, special services that you have, like financing, emphasize kids section, and so on during these video, right? Okay. So there you go. So you have the video. That's very important to draw their attention, to keep them on the site. Now, what we have here is forms, which I will discuss later on. But you want them to book an appointment. So you want to have forms right here. It makes it easy for them to book an appointment, right? And you want to have it everywhere, actually. So we'll move on to have a quick intro about the office. And now here you want to list out all the services that you have, right? So this site doesn't do it, but you want to list out every single site so where they don't need a click and they're able to see all the services as well, right? And then get testimonials or reviews. So you have to talk about financing. This emphasize the different bone extras that they have. And you want the call to action here again throughout the page with the phone number. And then you want to have picture of the dentist here. Here it makes it clear the different ways you can communicate and book appointments with them. It have the hours right here. It has a map for you to see where they are. And then you have the make an appointment section again, and the contact us again, all right? So there's multiple ways, no matter where they are, they can communicate with you. All right, so this is the breakdown of the homepage. Most of your visitors will come through the homepage, or at least go to the homepage to look for information, and this is where you want to spend most of your time and energy. Right? So you want to remove as much distractions as possible. So notice at the top we don't have the social media, right? We don't want them to leave the site. We don't want them to think about social media. We want them to book an appointment, find all the information they need to book an appointment. So that is what you want to have on the homepage. Yeah. All right. So that's a breakdown of the ideal homepage for you. Okay, so number 7 is SEO. So that covers some of the that cover some of the metadata that you need to do, but focus on SEO. So I'm not going to get too technical about what you should do about SEO, but I want to show you this graph that we've created here. So with this graph here, so this is the typical SEO curve, and this is the amount of traffic you get to your site with the blue line, right? And the new patient booking. So traffic and new patient booking, they correlate. So with SEO, you invest in SEO, and then you will start seeing an increase in about the 6-month mark as you optimize and Google gives you more trust, and that starts increasing to the 12-month mark, right? And then it keeps on increasing exponentially, right? So what happens if you cancel SEO? You stop doing SEO. If you stop doing SEO, there's some inertia. So the SEO will kind of continue to go up for a bit and then it may flatten out, but it doesn't decrease or stop, right? And if you continue with SEO, your number of patients you book dramatically increases. And keep in mind, during this whole period, you're spending the same amount of effort. So with our clients, the most successful ones who book up to 60, 80, up to 100 new patients, the majority of them comes from SEO, and they come after about 1 or 2 year mark. That's when they start really, really accelerating. Right? So SEO is worth investing in, and make sure that your site is SEO optimized. Now, the question that you have, a lot of dentists have is, well, how do I know? How do I know that the company I have is doing SEO properly? And I'll answer that question in a bit. So these are actual data from our website. And as you can see, the graph of the search engine optimization here, SEO, starts going up after a certain point, right? It starts a little flat and starts going out and accelerates. Same thing, same type of curve, but a different office. And same thing here, right? So this is past, so 1 year mark, 1.5 year mark, 1.5 year. And you see that the orange is the year before, and you can see, that curve matches. You can see that this curve is actually a year before, right? Same as this curve right here. Right? And you can see the dramatic increase year over year search engine optimization has. And lastly, there's another office here. Doesn't always take time. Maybe have an established website. We took over this website in August. They were getting about 500, and with traffic to this site per month, and within 3 months, we increased that up to 2,000. So 4 times the traffic to the site. So this happens if the site's been up for a long time, but the previous company is not properly optimizing the website. So you can see instant results. However, if you are if you're a new website, it does take 6 months to a year to start seeing results. But I highly recommend to stay in there. It's the most efficient way of booking new patients. Now, the question you have is, how do I know that it's actually working and I'm not just wasting money? The truth of the matter is that many companies do not do SEO properly. So many of these companies, you are actually wasting money on it. Now, how do you know? So I recommend that no matter what company you have, to use an external tool such as this. So this is Morning Score. And so there's a link to it. And just set up your office. So set up your website there. So you enter all the keywords. This is really easy to use. And so what you want to see is that over a period of time, you want to see your curve going up, right? And you can enter your competitors as well with this tool. It's a great tool. And you want to see yours going up relative to the other competitors, right? Then that's how you know. That's how you keep track of it. It's very simple. You want independent source, and you want to do it yourself, right? I hope that most agencies are providing you the correct data, but in case they're not, you have a kind of independent source to keep track of that, right? So number 6 is speed matters. And now Google actually gives a lot of ranking based on how fast your website loads. Now, this is a site, it's industry standard to use GT metrics. So you can go in there and you can enter your site into the URL. So this is one of our clients, and it will give you the page speed score and the Y slow score, right? So keep in mind that, so you want a high score for both of them. You can't always be, A all the time, because as you see from this score, they introduce certain new metrics which kind of brought the average down. And that's always constantly changing. So your company should be optimizing your site every 2 or 3 months to make sure that it meets with the standards as well. Technologies change all the time, and you need to constantly kind of stay on top of that. The top 4, call to action and sticky menu. Okay, the top 4, as I mentioned, the first part here is the most important. So as you can see from here, the top 4 here, you need to have all the information there. The most important part is the book the appointment and call, and you need to have that everywhere all the time. So that's why you have to have a sticky menu. So it's quintessential that you have a sticky menu. Most sites do have it, I hope. So you want to check your site to make sure you have a sticky menu. The great thing about sticky menu is that, so let me just resize this to mobile. Right. So this is the mobile part. Now the sticky menu here, they can call and then they can email no matter where they are on the site, right? And that's what you want. Okay, so that's easy kind of checklist. So you want to, once again, with the sticky menu, you don't want any social medias there, right? You don't want anything to grab their attention. You got to think about like the patient journey I was mentioning. The journey ends when they book an appointment, right? So how do you make it easy and simple and always there for them to book the appointment? Right? And so that means that you have to take everything off of the sticky menu. Sorry, yeah, take everything off. Only the quintessential things need to be there. Contact us. Once again, so let me just. So we do this as a standard, and I've rarely seen offices, dental websites actually implement this. Right. So you want, let's load the page here. Okay. So just take a look here on the page, right? So once again, you have to think about the journey, the patient journey, see where they land, right? So you have this here of the page. So they can land anywhere on your page, right? And you need to guide them to book an appointment, right? So let's say they land on this page right here. Okay, land this blog page, they read this information, and then you want to have this form on the right-hand side to make it easy for them to book an appointment. Number one, you need to have a face, someone that they can connect to book an appointment. Right, that will motivate them, because once again, the top 5 factors is the more factors, trust and liking. When you have a face there, they know who they're dealing with. And this answers the question of, well, why, if you have a great location and you have hundreds of thousands of people passing your dental office, very few actually just happen to walk in, because they don't know who's behind there. There's no trust, there's no liking, there's no emotional connection. So this is where, so why would you ask them to give you a call if there is no, if they don't feel that connection with them, right? So you want to have the phone number and you want to have the information there. We always recommend using, getting their mobile number as well. And now, to say they finished reading this page, they're still a little unsure. So on the bottom of every one of our pages, we have the video. So this is the same video as a home video, and this has call to action. And then you can click and you can start watching this video to build the emotion, to check off those 5 factors, to see where they live once again, right? So they don't land on your homepage, or even though they land on your homepage, but they were not motivated to book with you, and they get to your blog page. This is where you want to convince them, right? And then once again, you want to have make it easy for them to fill this out, right? And once again, you have the map on the bottom and the clinic information, and contact us here as well. Right, so yeah, so you want to have bookings everywhere so they can fill out the forms. Okay, so let's move ahead. Contact us. So next, number 3 is forms. So there was, so many years ago at the beginning, when we started our company, we started adding forms to the website. So we started adding forms to the website, and we weren't sure. We thought we might have too many forms. I think at that point we have about 4 or 5 forms, like contact us form in the footer, and kind of homepage form, but 3 or 4, like 5 or 6 forms. And then we're thinking about, well, is that too many forms, right? So we start looking at our stats and saying, hey, let's see which one that we can eliminate. And what we realized was that no matter how no matter where the form was on the site, there was always people filling out those forms. So we're thinking, wait a second, let's add more forms. Let's add forms like everywhere. So we started adding forms everywhere, and we have up to maybe 10 or even more forms on the site. And after a few months, we start looking at data again. And what we realized was that no matter how obscure the forms were, people were filling those out, and we were tracking that data. So if you look at the site here again, so we have one form on the bottom here. We have another form in the contact us form. We have one here on the side. No matter where you are, they can click on the side here and book the appointment. Same thing with phone numbers, right? And they can click on here to send them an email. If you go to contact us, here's another form. Here's another form for them to fill out. Subscribe to the newsletter, the email. The forms were just everywhere on the site. We don't do it anymore, but before we used to have forms within the menu where they would just fill it out. So we stopped doing that because that slowed down the website. But before we had it, so you hover and then boom, they can fill this out, right? So no matter where you are, no matter where the forms were, people were filling it out. So that's a lesson that we learned. So we make sure that forms are everywhere. And I am shocked. I am surprised that I've been on many sites where I review where there was no forms, one form maybe on the contact us. So you have to go all the way to the contact us to fill out the form to book an appointment with you. That didn't make any sense to me. Doesn't make any sense to the consumer. And you want the action you want them to take, which is call or fill out the form. You want them to do it as easy as possible, right? There we go. So you just want to have forms this everywhere. We have forms here, we have forms there, just forms everywhere. And number 2 is to make sure to follow up. So we look at the data, and if you use Google Ads, typically you're paying anywhere between, I'd probably say $60 if you have a good campaign, up to, I've seen as high as $500 per phone call. Like the most important metric that you need to track as an office is the cost per acquisition, how much it costs you to acquire a patient. And the next number that you can get is number of calls that leads to an acquisition, and then the cost for each of the phone calls. For each phone calls costs $60, typically up to about $200, $250. And if your campaign is poor, you can pay up to $500. I've seen $500 for some clients were some clients that use a marketing company that wasn't well optimized. That's where they were paying. Now, for every 4 to 5 calls that you get, you should be booking 1 patient. Now, what happens to those 3 or 4 patients that didn't book? If you ask your office manager, the office manager is going to tell you, well, they don't want an appointment, right? Well, they don't want appointment now, but they might want an appointment later, right? Now, if you want every single month, you can be paying up to $500 for these patients to come in, and for these patients to call you every single month. Or what you can do is that you can follow up. You can create a table of all the people that didn't buy from you, that didn't book an appointment, and follow up with them. And this is done in almost every single, like a lot of industries. I think almost every single industry this is being done, but it's not being done in dental. In dental, they do recalls. They call patients who past patients, but they never call or never contact patients or prospective patients that didn't actually book an appointment. So that's the number 2 tip, is to make sure that you follow up. Now, how do you do this? And I haven't seen my 10 years of experience, I did not see one single office that actually follow up with people that didn't book. Right? So they can go to your site here, they can fill out in a form with you. And surprising thing is that even when you get a lot of these forms, make sure to follow up. I've spoken to a lot of patients who told me that they fill out forms for dental office and they just never heard back. And surprisingly, when I review some of the dental offices website, they told me they got no people filling out forms on their site. And I said, oh, okay. And I check out the data and say, well, you seem to get quite a bit of traffic to the site, or enough traffic to the site to have at least some patients booking. And they say, no, no patient actually booked, request appointment through the site. And then so what I did was that I tested out. I enter my information, I click on submit and then see. And I said, hey, I submitted a form. Did you get it? He said, no, she didn't get it. So they have forms. So they have forms on some dental websites, and hopefully yours is not like that. But if you're getting no patients, maybe yours is like that. That they fill out the information and it just disappears. Right? It goes in a black hole, and we don't even know where that contact information goes. That's why it's very important to centralize the contact information, and that's where our system, Dentist Find, comes in. So when that is filled out here, right? So when it's filled out, when someone fills it out, all that information goes into our system. So this is a Dentist Find system. This is what we create. And we track every single one. So I'm not sure if that's kind of clear enough for you to see or not. But here it has the patient's name, and these were. So let's see here, right? So here it has the patient's name, it has their phone number. This is your office. This is the time. And now this part here is where your staff would enter if they booked or they didn't book, so you know where it came from. And then the great thing is the auto follow-up right here. Now, if the patient did not book an appointment with you, you can turn this on, and automatically it will send out text messages, it will send out emails, reminding them, asking them, right? And this goes off once they respond. Now you can start messaging them saying, hey, have you had, you contacted us a couple of weeks ago. You have some concerns about your, you have some concerns and looking for a dentist. Did you find a dentist, right? Automatically send that message out. Your team doesn't need to. And now that they can respond. And another thing that you want to do that our website does automatically is that when they fill this out, automatically it'll send them a text message as well as send them an email. Now you can, and then they'll be added to the system here, and then you can continue follow up. So I actually have never seen any service like this before. So I can't recommend anything. The only thing I can think about, if you don't use our system, is to just use a regular CRM and manually enter this system. I don't think any of the dental practice management system does this. It's not focused on marketing. Like, we're focused on marketing. So this is what our system does, right? And I think this is one of the biggest mistakes that dental offices make, and it can decrease your marketing spend substantially. Like 100 patients, think about, you spent 100 patients and you spent $500 each or $200 each on those patients. 500 times 200, right? Let's see here. Let's say you spent, 100 patients, and you spent, let's say, $200 per patient in getting those patients to call you. For the 100 patients, is costing you $20,000 to get those 100 patients to call you and not book their appointment. And by following up, you can set up some other systems to follow up. It costs you almost nothing to keep on targeting those 100 patients, right? So that is definitely important tool that you have to do to make sure that your website collects all of these tools, all this information. And then, so lastly, what tool that we've seen to be most effective, we always test it before and after for websites, and we test every one of the elements that we add. So one element that we add, which is the video, we add this element, and the number of patients booked just blew up. We had this one office, they were booking 2 new patients a month from their website. And so we implemented a new website for them. We started tracking, and we added a video to it. And before we added the video on the new website, we confirmed that there were only two patients that booked. And after we added the video to the website, we launched it. And the next 2 months, the traffic to the site was the same, but the number of booking has increased to 20, went from 2 to 20 1,000%. So what was happening was that 18 number of patients, the 18 patients that came to the website, they weren't booking. They did not answer those 5 questions in their mind. And the number one most important one was trust and liking was not answered. They were getting traffic, they were getting referral to the site, we can see, but they weren't booking it because they didn't answer those 5 questions on the patient's mind. So once we did that, it increased dramatically. So I'm going to show you a video that we do. So we've been creating videos for 10 years now. Since we ever started, it was actually that's how we started the company. It was based on the theory that video is very important in building that connection. And we saw that with the stats. So I've been creating videos, and we have a special formula for creating these videos. So I'm going to show you one of the videos that we create, and follows a formula. So you can watch it closely.
Welcome to Downtown Dentistry. We're located at 438 University Avenue, downtown Toronto, above St. Patrick's subway station.
I knew that I wanted to do something in the healthcare profession, and becoming a dental hygienist was really suitable for me because I enjoy working with people. Although you're treating teeth, in essence you're treating people, and that's what matters.
I love being a dentist. I'm passionate about my work. My goal for patients at Downtown Dentistry is to help preserve your teeth for a lifetime with a wellness and whole body perspective in a gentle and thorough manner. At Downtown Dentistry, we offer all general dental services in addition to cosmetic and laser dentistry, implants, gum surgery, orthodontics, snoring and sleep apnea appliances, and dentistry asleep.
Of course, when I see the patient, I'm always thinking of their comfort and safety because I know that is something going through the patient's mind.
Oh, we have a wonderful team. It's warm and really, really friendly.
The most important thing that people can do is to have regular care. That's critical because if you catch these problems early, they don't become large problems.
At Downtown Dentistry, we're always accepting new patients. We're looking forward to seeing you. Please call us for an appointment.
Yeah, so that's a sample of a video. On the video, and it follows a formula, right? The formula is that it feels more like a kind of a documentary feel and not a sales pitch type of feel to it, right? That's most important. You don't want to make it seem like a sales pitch, right? Another thing you need to do is keep it light and entertaining, but also include all of the necessary informations in there, right? So if you were to watch the video again, all those 5 things: location, convenience, services being offered, perception of quality, trust and liking, right? There you go. All 5 of them is being checked within the video. So, so those are the top 10 that we have. So let me see. So that ends the top 10. If you have any questions, feel free to post it there. Oh, and then one last thing is that so when you go for websites or videos, most companies, agencies don't offer video or high quality photos. It's a lot of work for them to figure out how to do, and it's been very costly for them to actually implement that. But it's the most effective tool, right? As you can see from this, from from the numbers and what I discussed today, it's very important to have high quality website and make sure a company does it really well, and make sure to have professional high quality video, and make sure you choose a good video company because if you choose an inexperienced one, it's going to cost you a lot more in creating something that's not effective and wasting your time and your staff's time, or increasing the time unnecessarily, right? So important to choose the right company. So if you have questions, please feel free to ask those questions into the chat. And while we wait for people to answer the questions, if you're on YouTube, Facebook, if you enjoy this, please do a little thumbs up, like you find it helpful, and you can put your questions in there as well. As a bonus for everyone that's attending this, we know how difficult it is to find a high quality video and high quality dental video, and how effective it is. It can multiply all of your marketing by 50 to 400% more effective just by adding a video. All of our advertising that we do for any of our clients, we add a video to it. We drive it to the video because we don't drive it to any static page. Drive it to the video because that's the most effective. And we know how difficult it is. So we're offering a special package to everyone here that's watching. So you can have the video. So we'll create the video for you. It matches all 5 factors: trust and liking, match the need, perception, quality, location, convenience. So we've been working 10 years on this. So we offer you this full package for the video. You get free lifetime ranking on YouTube, free lifetime ranking on search engines, Google, Bing, and Yahoo. We also include professional photography as well. We come in and it takes 3 hours. That's it, 3 hours. We'll do everything for you. You have unlimited license usage of the photos and videos. And most importantly, we apply the dentist find proven formula to motivate patients to book. We know exactly how to structure it, what to say, what contents to have on the site. So in the video to book an appointment, to motivate them to book an appointment, you have 90 days money back guarantee for the video if for any reason that you don't like it. And total cost is only $6,000 one-time cost for the video and the photos. And in addition, what we can do as a bonus is that we can throw in 3 additional videos. So you end up with 4 videos for the price of 1. So you get 3 social media videos. There's one Meet the Dentist video, one's the 30-second commercial, and what to expect video. So we'll create you 4 videos. And it's very important for you to have multiple videos because there's something called ad blindness. So when someone sees an ad over and over and over again, when you see the ad over and over again, they ignore it, right? And you can actually have negative feeling towards the ad. So that's why you want to switch it up and have different videos, as well as the main video is about 1 to 2 minutes, but some people only have 30 seconds. Some people just want to know what to expect, what the experience is, and they want to build connection with the dentist. So if you want to take advantage of it, please comment, reach out to us if you're in the webinar. Do we have the link? We can post the link there as well here. Okay, so there you go. So you can reserve now, and then we'll send you more information to enter your contact information there. I think that's it. And now let's go to the questions. So we have a couple of questions here. So I want to thank everyone. We have a couple of questions coming up. Okay, so number 1 is, how important is social media? At what stage should we start implementing it? So that's a great question. Because of COVID, what has happened is that a lot of people are unsure about going back to the dentist, or if they should go to a dentist at this point. And it's very important for you as a dental office to communicate that it's safe, that you've taken measures to ensure that to decrease the chances of catching COVID as much as possible. You communicate that, right? A lot of patients are unsure that they even go back to the dentist that they went before. They're not sure if it's safe or not, right? But if you come out and you start advertising and marketing saying it is safe, then that it will help you with the marketing dramatically, and it'll help you attract new patients. And that's communicated through social media. That's more important now than ever. Everyone is going on social media, right? So everyone is advertising on, everyone is using social media. So to reach patients, we highly recommend our clients to start leveraging social media. And the content you should put on your social media, think of social media as your channel for communication, is your own kind of TV channel. And you want to have information about the clinic, you have information about your services, those 5 factors that I've mentioned, focus on those. They could be short, they could be simple. Ideally, and a good tip is for to find someone, if you're hiring, find someone that actually likes social media, that would do it, right? It's very difficult to have an office with staff that don't like social media, and forcing them to do it, it's not going to work, right? So that's one of the criteria. If someone loves doing social media, it would be very easy for them to do it, and very natural. So you want someone like that. So we highly recommend doing social media. And I would say have social media early on as part of your strategy when you do the website. When you do the website and set everything up, so you want to have a plan for social media, right? So let's take the next question. So what are important elements to include in the video? So there's 2 types of video. I would think of this as 2 types of video. Number 1 is you want the professional video, which I just showed you, and number 2 is that you also want to do videos that are not professional, just off of the phone, right? You want to use that for social media. Any kind of ideas that you have, or any thoughts that you have, you want to kind of record those, right? Now, and the ones that are kind of the informal ones, it could be anything like Halloween, happy birthdays, like dental tips. Those are great. You have dental tips. From those, you can dance to a song or do what's popular. So those are the ones you should have it for there. For that, for the professional ones, so we have a formula, right? And I can spend a whole 2 hours kind of explaining the formula we do within our videos, but you want to kind of build that emotional connection. That's the most important thing to keep in mind, right? So this is where the dentists talk about personal stuff, like what they like about their job, how they became a dentist, or what the kind of some great success stories they have, that they have, the kind of the culture, what the culture things like. So you want to start off with that hook, build that emotion first, and then at that point you can start having the 5 factors, right? And they can be communicated visually or verbally. So like location, you can show the street sign to show where it is, right? You can show like main landmarks for visual, right? Now verbally or like on screen, that you can kind of list out all the services that they have. The most important thing is to keep it on about 1 to 2 minutes. Keep it interesting, have some good music in the back, and make it visually interesting by shooting different elements, and also non-kind of clinical elements as well. All right. So I hope that answers your question about elements to have. You can do interviews as well. So you want to kind of steal more of our secrets. You can go onto our Facebook page, just search for Dentist Find on our YouTube, and you will see all videos, and you can steal our ideas. Right? How do I make sure my website ranks high on Google? So that's a really great question. And so you want, back in the days, like long time ago, it was possible for a regular person to rank their website really high. Right? But nowadays, Google has gotten so sophisticated that you really need a professional, and a good professional, to help you implement these things. So your tip is to find that that professional, that agency that able to do it. You can reach out to us as well. So things to look for is that you can ask for the other clients to make sure that the other clients rank high. You can do what I just told you about the test. You can do the speed test, and you can do the metadata, the schema test. We'll post a link in chat of the actual Google page that you can go to. Right, so you want to do those checks to make sure that they know what they're doing, and then you need to implement, start tracking the search engine ranking independently, and start and see it go up. So that's what you need to do. Google My Business as well. So that's necessary. So make sure your account is set up. Make sure you are updated. Right. So the most important thing is to find a good company. Right. So let's see. So anyone here want me to do an audit? We're running out of time, but if anyone wants to do an audit, please post your website there, and we can quickly kind of do the audit. Last thing is, little things make a big difference. So like some stuff I say might seem simple, but might be a little bit kind of tedious and difficult to do. But these simple things make a huge difference to do. Makes huge difference on the conversion, on the traffic to the site. So yeah. So any last questions before we finish off? So it looks like we have. Let's take one more question. So how long should you wait for results? So that's a really good question. So how long should you wait for results? So I showed a graph of SEO, right? So it can take up to 6 to 12 months before you start seeing results. But from day one, you need to start measuring independently on where it is, right? So I had another graph. I don't have it with me here, but I can show in the future ones. Let me just see here. All right. So with the SEO, it can take anywhere between there. It can take anywhere between 6 to 12 months. All right. So now the other, other than organic search engine optimization, you want to think about paid advertising. How long does paid advertising work? Okay, so I'm going to draw it right here. So the way paid advertising works is that it starts slow, and then it goes up, and it slowly go up, and it levels off, and then it goes down. Okay. So this is paid advertising. So with paid advertising, such as Google AdWords or Facebook ads, once it's implemented, you will see I won't say a big jump, but a jump in patient booking instantly, because you're buying all these impressions. And then as times kind of go by, you're able to see, they're able to get feedback on all the ads and start eliminating bad ads and keeping all the good ads, right? So that's why it kind of goes up. But up to a certain point, I would probably say around the 12-month mark is where they did all of the optimizations that they've done. And then at that point, it just kind of slowly increases, but that's pretty much it. But the thing with paid advertising is that once you stop, then everything just drops, right? Everything, once you cancel the service, everything just drops, right? So that's search engine optimize. So that is paid ads, right? So to answer your question, for SEO organic, it takes anywhere between 6 to 12 months, but you're looking at between the first and second year, or maybe end of second year, to really see it accelerate, right? So have patience. With paid ads, you'll see a big jump. You'll see patient booking immediately within the first 1 to 2 months, and then it will start increasing, and then we level off on about the 12-month mark. Right? So that's it. So I'm just gonna answer one last question, and then we'll just end it here. What social media should we focus on? Social media constantly changes, but I highly recommend at this point Facebook and Instagram. That's where the social media, that's where the patients are. You focus on social media, that's where the biggest use is to get out. Twitter, not so much. Yeah, Twitter, not so much. And TikTok is up and coming. So if you do have additional resources, look into TikTok. And now, I want to thank everyone for attending. For our next week, we have Sean Pierce. At this point, a lot of dentists feel helpless in getting the patients to come in. They don't know if the patients will go back, how to increase the patient, what message they should do, what should they focus on. So it could be a difficult time. So what you as a dental office can do is focus on the fundamentals. Focus on how to provide quality patient care. Focus on communicating that to them. That's within your control, and how to improve the patient care. So he will be talking to you next week about what you need to do for the recovery and all the fundamentals that you need to do. Everything that's within your control that you can do. And then on Tuesday, August 18th, we have Blake Hadley, partner and founder of My Social Practice, and he will be talking about 8 easy Instagram marketing tips to attract new patients. All right, so that's the question that you have. What should you focus on during for your social media? What you should do? What content that you need to create to attract patients? He will be sharing that with you. They have over about 10 years of experience as well, and they focus just on social. So that's them. And then the following week, the last week of August, or last week for us, last webinar of August is Atul Murad. He's a CPA, Managing Director of M&Co, a Chartered Professional Accountant. And he will be talking about the smart way to manage your money and build wealth. So a lot of dentists, they're very busy doing all of their work, and they don't have the time or attention to focus on themselves. With Atul, he'll be talking about simple techniques such as budgeting, how a dentist should budget to build wealth. And he will also be talking about a dental economic update and tax subsidies as well. So that's constantly changing, and we don't know what's going to happen from now until August the 26th. So stay tuned. He will be giving you the latest updates on what it means for a dentist. So this is my contact. I want to thank everyone for attending. And now you'll be passed on to the registration page, so you can register for any of those upcoming webinars. And if you use a special promo code, you can use that same promo code and get the same discount on those webinars as well. Goodbye, everyone.